Hey gang, it's Paul with Stud Pack. Welcome back to the channel. Today's a huge day on the project. We're finally covering up the big green box. Finishes start today. We're putting on the roof. Check it out. All right guys, Jordan, Rad, and I were downstairs just wondering what to do, and I realized, shoot, we don't have that pipe penetration through right here. We got one sewer vent for the whole building. I've got my laser dot up there. Let me run up there, grab the hole saw, cut a hole, install that pipe. All right, bud, you mind me drilling a hole in your roof?
Do it.
Yeah, they already got the tar paper in, bud. All right.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
All right, we're gluing all this up. These roofers are pushing us, huh?
Yeah.
These guys are like, let's go. Why is this not purple anymore?
Why is it not?
It's not as purple anymore. Look. Uh-oh. Dude.
What? You got an extra?
I hope. Let me go look in my bin. Guys, you're not gonna believe this. I actually got one. Check it out. What? In the secret bin? Guys, here we are in the new year. Time for resolutions and goal setting. For me, I want to lose a few pounds and get in better shape so I can keep up with the boys here at the job site. And that's pretty common, right? Your physical goals. But what about your mental goals and your mental health? You're dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of anger, a ton of other issues. There's no better help than to talk with a therapist. So we're really happy to talk about the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easier and less intimidating. You can have therapy sessions via a phone call, a video call, or messaging, whichever is the most comfortable for you. BetterHelp can match you with one of over 30,000 experts based on your needs, location, and preferences. And that's great because it gives you a wider range of expertise than you might have in your city. It's as simple as going online in the comfort of your own home and filling out a questionnaire based on your challenges and the kind of therapist you're looking for. And in most cases, BetterHelp's gonna hook you up with a therapist within 48 hours. And if you find that your therapist is not the perfect match for you, you can switch therapists at the click of a button at no additional cost. So head on over to betterhelp.com/studpack or click the link below to join over 4 million people who have used BetterHelp to live happier, healthier lives. So clicking the link below helps us out and gets you 10% off your first month. Remember, betterhelp.com/studpack, and thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring the video. Let's get back to work. All right guys, today's a big day. Hey Kelly and Paul.
Hey, how are you, Paul? Nice to meet you, Kelly.
So awesome you're here. You got a huge crew. You got 6 guys here, right?
Yep, 6 guys.
Besides yourself. And I also noticed you got a safety guy.
Safety guy,
That's his full-time job?
Yep, Jason, our safety guy.
Told me earlier you also have a quality, what?
Quality control guy. Yep, he likes to swing by, make sure we're doing the job right, make sure we're installing it right.
According to the manufacturer's.
According to the manufacturer's specs.
So let's get right into our manufacturer and the product we're using. What do we got here?
So F-Wave, Riviera style shingles, the American blends. Personally, in their lineup, my favorite looking shingle. Synthetic shingle, TPO kind of style, but molded. So that's kind of the idea.
Okay.
And that's why I like it, for the molded part.
So TPO is like a commercial roof on a flat roof where it's welded together.
Correct.
And a sheet, but this is
So this is molded
a molded product.
Correct.
Right.
So one of the big things is hail resistance. So with it being molded, so if something were to impact it, since it's molded, it's going to want to go back to its original state.
Okay.
That's kind of the whole idea behind it.
They're very lightweight, but I would say each one of these weighs about the same as a asphalt shingle, but the bundles are way lighter.
Bundles are way lighter. So typical asphalt shingles weigh about 200, 250, depending on the type of shingle.
Okay.
These are 6 bundles per square. So yes, lighter per bundle, but 6 bundles per square, so it kind of levels out.
All right. And a square, a lot of our viewers might not know what a square is, but it's like the standard that roofers use to measure, and a square is
10 by 10.
100 square feet.
Yep, all right, 10 by 10.
All right, so Jordan picked out this roof based on your recommendation, because like you said, you would have put it on your house if your HOA would have let you, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So let's go through it. What are some of the things you like? Is this bigger than a regular shingle?
So it is a little bit bigger. The reveal is a little bit bigger. The width is a little bit bigger, but for the most part, it's about the same size.
So it's a little bigger. Does the installation go faster?
Installation goes faster. I think they're a little bit easier to install than regular shingles.
And then where I'm gripping it with my left hand, is this similar to the tar strip on an asphalt shingle?
Completely different.
Okay.
So completely different. They have their own glue. So this is nothing like shingles. This glue, I mean, even today it's about 55 degrees. Even if you set them down right here, they're going to start adhering to each other. So
that happened when I tried to pull it apart.
Yeah. It happens pretty quick. Kind of like you said, I would have loved to put this shingle on my roof. 30-year shingles kind of in our area are not holding up to the elements that Texas weather kind of is presenting itself with.
Okay.
We're in an area where we get hail. You know, we get the winds. And we get the heat. All in one.
All right, it works the same? Same tools?
Same tools.
Utility knife?
Yep, utility knife, straight blade instead of the hook blade.
Okay.
That's a big thing.
All right, so talking about this adhesive right here, once the sun hits it, it's gonna stick to the shingle underneath?
Yeah,
That's
they're
the
gonna
idea?
start adhering pretty quickly. So these shingles are built for heat. They love the heat. The more heat, the better. So once it gets a little bit of sun, they're gonna start adhering pretty quick.
And as far as wind resistance, getting up under them?
Yeah, wind.
Because we're like north of Houston.
Yeah, so wind and hail are pretty big around here. But as far as wind, 130 mile an hour winds, tested up to 150. And as far as the impact resistant, there's two tests. There's a steel ball test, and then there's an ice ball test. Passed both tests with flying colors. With this product in particular, once it gets an impact on it, gets a little bit of sun on it, and that plastic is going to want to go back to its original state.
Okay.
So it's going to come, that blemish is going to come out back to the original shingle.
All right. Is this where your guys putting the nails? They've got it labeled right here?
Yep, they got it labeled, pretty straightforward.
Wow,
6 nails
can't
per
miss.
shingle, can't
Yeah,
miss.
yeah.
Yep, can't miss
So
it.
6 nails? All right, cool.
6 nails.
So we got our shingles dialed in. What's the first step of installing them?
Drip edges first.
Drip edge, let's go. All right, so let's talk drip edge. We got a couple of pieces right here. Let's talk about this one first. Where does this one go?
So this is your eave metal. This is going to go along the both eaves.
All right, so our gutter is going to go under this. It's going to be like that, right?
Correct. Yep. It's
Water's
gonna be
coming down off the roof, and here's our gutter.
Very correct.
And this is for the gable ends, or the rake, as you
Rakes.
call it.
Yes, sir.
These look pretty beefy. You didn't get these from a home center.
No. We made these in our shop here.
You make them.
We make them.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
24 gauge, black, match the roof.
All right.
Difference between the two, eaves on this side doesn't have any kind of kickouts. Now the T-metal on the rakes, the T-metal, this is how it's going to sit on the roof, just like this.
All right.
The idea being this little hem right here that's going up is going to protect the cut edges. So
All right, let me hold that, and then you grab a couple behind you and show them what we're talking about. So our fascia's right here.
faces down. Shingles are going to be coming from this way. So
Okay.
if you can see, we're going to have to cut just to get our stagger.
Correct.
So the idea, the shingles are going to come this way, and so your T part is going to hide that cut edge. Right?
Nice, love it, love it. And then at the corners, I saw your guy did an amazing job up there on the corner. We'll get a shot of that, but he like welded these two together, so it's going to
Yeah,
like
cut them
no
at an
leaks.
angle. Yeah, these you're going to have cut down on the angle where it hits your flush fascia on the bottom.
Okay.
So you want to make sure everything kind of looks seamless.
You can put a little angle on that. You can control that at the shop if you got a steeper pitch or a lower
Yeah,
pitch
so we
roof.
make these 2-pitch, 8-on-12 pitch, so these
Okay.
are made to an 8-on-12.
Got it, got it. So these are 10-foot lengths. So first step, you do the eave, just nail them down.
Do the eaves first, and then we'll come down with our rakes.
All right.
Now, one of the most important things when you're installing these is your underlayment.
Okay.
At the eaves, your underlayment is going to come on top,
Okay.
and then at the rakes, it's going to go under. So just to make sure your overlaps, it's very important.
Okay. Yeah, you do that wrong, now your eaves are going to get rotted,
If
right?
you do it wrong, yep, your eaves, that water is just going to tuck right underneath this eave metal.
All right, so you mentioned underlayment. What are we using? Like tar paper, like I've always used my whole career?
No, not tar paper.
No more tar paper?
No more 15, no more 30. It's the old school way of doing it. We're going with synthetic today.
So I found this in the backyard. Is that what you're talking about?
That's it.
Man, this
Yep.
stuff is tough.
durable, easy to walk on. So there is a safety.
And that's a huge thing,
There's
right?
a safety aspect too. You know, it's not necessarily a flat roof, it's on the steeper side. So along with one being tough, holding up, it's easier for the guys and safer for the guys to work on.
Are you using cap nails?
Yep, just regular cap nails.
Right.
Yep, it's gonna hold it down.
And I saw your guys, they got a magnetic hammer. They put it on there, boom.
Put it down.
They're
Yep,
flying.
and they get good at it too.
And I also noticed, Kelly, on the gable ends on the rakes, you're running it vertically, and in the field, you're running it horizontally.
That's just gonna give us our straight line down the edge.
It looks great because on the edges, it's going over the drip edge, right?
On the edges, it's going under.
Under, that's right.
Under,
That's
yes,
right.
sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So you
Over
failed my first roofer's test.
Over, over at the eaves.
Now you might be asking yourself, why are you guys putting down underlayment? You don't need it, you've got a zip roof. You've probably seen a bunch of times on YouTube, other contractors putting down shingles right on the zip. Zip is approved for that, but to get the warranty on this roof from the manufacturer and from the installer, we had to put down underlayment, which is great for us because we love warranties and we like belt and suspenders. All right, so all our metal's on, all the underlayment's down. What's our next step? I guess the first row of shingles, right?
First row of shingles. So first, pop chalk lines, make sure everything runs straight. Then, very first shingle that's gonna go down is our starter shingle. The idea behind the starter shingle is every shingle overlaps except the very first one. So your starter shingle underneath is gonna be first, and then with our shingle over the top. This is gonna protect this very first keyway.
Right.
So once the
Because
starter's
if you didn't
on,
have this,
if we didn't have
water's
that,
gonna get-
that's your deck.
Right,
Yep,
correct.
it's gonna go to your deck. So with this, your first row of shingles is gonna be a full shingle. So that means we're gonna have to trim this one back, tab and a half. We're gonna cut that off.
so on a starter strip, typically on an asphalt roof, you would just cut an asphalt shingle in half, right? And make your own?
No,
okay.
common misconception.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's a cheap way to do it.
All right.
It's not a good way to do
All
it.
right.
Always use a dedicated starter shingle.
Which is what we have here. And this one's really cool because the manufacturer put up towards the ridge, down towards the eave, and they even got starter on there. But that's important because it's tapered, so you get your, if it were flat, in other words, it's like that first starter course on a piece of siding, right? You want it kicked out,
Right.
just like all the rest. So we got our first row on, and then you just start going up the field,
We
right?
start going up. So 4 courses, we're gonna go up. Each one gets tapered back a tab and a half.
A tab and a half,
Tab
okay?
and a half. So we're gonna go up 4 courses. Our 5th course, we'll start with a brand new full-size shingle.
And how often are you popping lines as you go up the roof?
All the way up. So each 4 courses, I believe, is gonna have a chalk line.
Okay, each 4 courses.
Yep.
Wow.
That's to
something.
make us keep all the lines straight, basically.
Okay, cool. Well, that's what they're doing, so why don't we go up there and check on their progress?
go look.
Awesome. Thanks, bud. All right, seems like we talked about everything except the roof penetrations.
Yep.
We have one for the 2-inch vent for the sewer. What do you guys typically use on those?
Typically, I like to use the lead. Now, there's other kinds. There's a rubber Ogie. I don't prefer those. Rubber, sun, they're going to
They don't mix.
They don't
right?
mix. They don't mix.
As a remodeling contractor, I can't tell you how many of those we've seen fail.
Yep.
So I actually saw a product. I don't know if you've seen it, but I ordered one and I wanted to surprise it with you.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Check this guy out.
Ooh, yes.
It's made
Yep.
by Gaff,
Yep.
and it's a pivot boot.
pivot boot.
Have you seen them?
I have, yep. I've seen them online. They just came out with them here recently. I believe it's a 2-part piece.
It is.
Fantastic.
I actually had trouble finding it. So,
I have a hard time finding them.
yeah.
No, great. Fully metal, no caulk points,
Correct.
self-sealing. I mean, I think, you know, once you put it on there, that's it. You set it and forget it.
That's why I love it. And I think you mentioned the lead boot. I've seen where the squirrels will eat around the perimeter.
Yep.
Now you have a leak, but they're not going to eat this.
They're not going to eat this, no. Yeah, squirrels love the lead. It's kind of their one downfall. Ugh.
It's the lead's downfall or the squirrel's downfall?
But lead is poisonous, so I imagine it kills them. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't either. I don't either.
Depending on the pitch, I don't know what the range of this is, but...
I believe they're 412 to 1212.
And we're 812, so perfect.
So install it, put the boot, then that's it.
Yep, and you can see, Jordan, maybe inside. You can see where the pipe goes.
Yep.
And then maybe a screw or a pop rivet, but I don't think that's coming off.
I don't think that's coming off.
Yeah.
You could for extra measure, but I think it's designed to kind of just slide on in there and hang on tight.
Yeah, great product. I think they're almost ready. I was just up there, so we better get this up on the scaffold and let's get this installed.
It'll work.
All right, gang, it is not even 12:30. The guys have been here less than 5 hours. They've already got this side done, and the other side is like a third or half done, right?
Yep.
So we thought we'd come up on the scaffolding, take a look at it, and guys, I'm just blown away. Y'all are doing an awesome job. This looks incredible. It looks great from the street, but when you're right here, man, this is a beautiful roof.
Yeah, very nice. Especially, I mean, once you can get up on it, it looks like it has granules, but there are no granules.
Right.
So nothing coming off the roof. There's no scuffing. There's none of that you would have with like a traditional shingle. Looks like a shingle, but synthetic.
Yep, and our pivot boot from GF worked out great.
Just 2 neoprene screws right there at the bottom. Just
Right
to kinda
here,
lay
pin
flat.
that down.
Yes, sir.
That's part of that quality control.
Yes, sir.
All
Yep.
right. Another thing I noticed, Kelly, if you see that shingle, Jordan, hanging out over the drip edge, so they're running them long and they're using the drip edge to cut, is that right?
Yeah, so basically you're always gonna have some excess. So with that drip edge on there, you'll have a good straight line to where it's a pretty easy cut just right down and it's gonna lay down flat.
All right, cool.
Big old smile, huh?
Yep. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm not up there. You know, I thought the 3 of us could do that in 2 days, but after watching these 6 guys, it would have taken us a week.
I don't know, if we had some of those magnetic hammers, man.
Oh, and they got this lift right here.
You're a legend, thank you. All right, you're the man, appreciate it.
All right.
That'll be awesome.
Park. ¿Ah? Sí. Y se acaban bien rápido. Para acabar.
I give you. Thanks, buddy.
Ya están de limpio.
See all your work. It's gonna be epic.
So they're almost done with this side, a few more left. Once they get the other side done, all that's left is the ridge,
All
right?
that's left is ridge.
Let's talk about the ridge.
Yeah,
you got a couple
ridge,
here?
Yeah, I got a couple pieces here. Pretty straightforward. So, you know, we want to protect against, you know, the wind. So we're gonna get a lot of north winds, south winds, primarily from the south. So we're gonna protect against the south. So on your first course, basically, you know, we're gonna cut the exposure part off. This is gonna act as a starter shingle, basically, for your first. So if you can imagine cutting this off, that's gonna be our first piece. And then our first full shingle will lap just right on top of that. So this will have something to adhere to.
So what you were talking about, on the West Coast, they call it the prevailing winds, and they put their ridge according to where the prevailing winds are coming, right? So for instance, prevailing wind is coming from my back, and we put the ridge this way, the winds can drive water under them, right?
Correct.
But if you put it this way, you're golden.
You're golden, yes.
Now where we live, it comes from a couple directions, but a majority of the time it comes from the south.
The south.
And we're gonna start on this
The
side.
majority of the winds from the south, yep.
And check out this detail right here. If you did an asphalt ridge, they typically cut an angle right there, right?
Correct.
Because for example, you would see the bottom of this shingle right here. So they've even incorporated that into their design. Really cool.
Very easy to install.
And one more thing I noticed about this ridge, Kelly and Jordan, they've got this little ledge, so it kind of locks, right? The shingles don't have that feature, but the ridge does. I like that.
It's a little bit of, yeah, a little bit of a locking, yeah. There's not much of a, nothing actually locks. It's more or less like a print where it just kind of fits in there good and snug.
Cool. And we talked earlier about how these shingles had this bonding strip underneath, and it's 58 degrees today. These have been down about 3 hours, and I can't even lift these up already. They're already sealing to the one underneath. Loving that.
Yeah, you know, 59 degrees, 2 hours on there. If it gets to 65 degrees by the end of the day, they're gonna be stuck.
It'll be solid. Cool, perfect. We hope you guys are enjoying the roofing segment of this. We're fired up. I know roofing can't be like really exciting all the time, but man, this is exciting for us to finally see this building with a roof on it.
Main house, we're gonna have a lot of details. We're gonna have a lot of side walls, lots of head walls, a lot of different details that are not presenting themselves on this build, but on the next build, we're gonna have a lot more details to kind of go over.
No hips, no valleys, just a plain roof, like a doghouse.
One pipe penetration, I love it.
Cool. All right, Kelly, sure appreciate you coming out. I know you got to get to another job site, but y'all did an awesome job. It looks amazing. Big shout out to Schulte Roofing.
Yep, Schulte Roofing.
If you guys need a roofer in Navasota area, San Antonio, Houston, where else?
Temple, San Antonio, the Woodlands, based out of Navasota, Texas.
Cool. Love all the work. You guys were awesome. Can't wait to see the final product.
Thank you.
And I guess we're going to see you back here when we do the metal roof, right?
Yep, there is a little phase 2 to it. If y'all can get it done before summer, that'd be great.
Before summer, huh?
Before summer.
You've been reading the comments, huh? All right, I got you. I
appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, the roofing crew is gone. We're all cleaned up, and they knocked that thing out in one day. And Jordan, that's the roof that's gonna keep you and all your stuff dry while we build the main house. It's a beautiful day. I couldn't think of a more perfect afternoon to show our viewers what it looks like. Guys, check this out. All right, guys, we love this roof, and if you thought it looked good on your screen, you should be here with us on this scaffolding this close to it. It looks amazing, and it's gonna perform just as well. And I know you have a lot of questions, so we're gonna try to knock some of those out right now. The first one, why don't you guys have a ridge vent? Check it out, no ridge vent on our roof, but look around, right next door, ridge vent. 2 houses over, ridge vent. Behind it, ridge vent. Way over there, the gray one, ridge vent. Behind us, ridge vent. Everybody's got a ridge vent. How come we don't have one? We don't need it. We monopoly framed this house We're completely sealed in, airtight, gonna have spray foam insulation. It's not gonna be an issue. Remember, we didn't put soffit vents, we don't need a ridge vent. It's simply not needed on the way we designed and built this building. Second question you might have, you saw all our roofers up there on their harnesses. How come we didn't install any permanent roof anchors? We called them about that a few weeks ago, and I actually talked to the safety officer. They don't even put them on their own roofs, and this is why. Say it's 10, 20 years down the line, you come back to a roof and you snap onto that anchor. Are you gonna trust your life to an anchor that's been up there 20 years? They'd rather come in and install one properly, snap onto it, and know they're good to go. So that's the reason they don't do it, and that's the reason we didn't put one on this building. And the third comment I know we're gonna get is, how come you guys didn't DIY this roof? We wanted to see Rad up there, we wanted to see Jordan up there, and of course we wanted to see Paul installing some shingles. Well, the warranty we got from Schulte Roofing was pretty amazing. Now I know we're not gonna have any issues with this roof, but Jordan, when we're building the main house and we do have an issue, you think you're gonna get up here and fix it? Absolutely not. You're just gonna hop on the phone, call Kelly, and they're gonna send somebody out. So to me, that warranty is well worth it, and that's one of the big reasons we did not DIY it. The other big reason was time, right? And a window of opportunity. We learned long ago in mud pack when we did the foundation that when you got a window, especially in the weather, you gotta take advantage of it. It was windy and freezing last week. This Monday, we're scheduled for 3 inches of rain. So we had to get this roof done. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Do you guys really think we could have had this roof done by Monday?
No way.
Absolutely not. All right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap on this video. We had a blast making it. We learned a ton, and we hope you learned a couple of things as well. And we have a crazy schedule coming up the next 2 weeks. You're not gonna believe the amount of progress that's gonna go on underneath this brand new roof. Insulation is gonna be put in, drywall is gonna be put in, but it's not gonna be your typical YouTube insulation or drywall videos. We have some really fun and exciting things planned for those videos. Make sure you stay tuned for those. So go out and get yourself some shingles, put them over your like button, put a nice roof over it, smash it for us. Like and subscribe, drop a comment, and we'll see you right back here on the very next Stud Pack video.